Teddy Atlas is skeptical about Tyson Fury's mindset going into this rematch with Deontay Wilder. So there's a couple of tweets here from him. The first one, he says, "I've been saying on ESPN that something's wrong with Tyson Fury psychologically, and now he weighs 273 pounds. I don't want to hear how it's part of a plan. How'd that work for Ruiz? I believe it's a sign of where he is mentally, lost." The second tweet, he says, "When does a fighter not remove his shirt at a weigh-in? When he's not in proper form. You cannot consciously do that, then say, I put the weight on to help me. Then why hide it?" So those are the words of Teddy Atlas. Now, he compares this to the AJ Ruiz rematch, with Ruiz coming in a lot heavier. But Ruiz primarily put on a lot of fat for the AJ rematch, whereas Tyson Fury looks to have put on quite a bit of muscle. You look at his arms and his shoulders, his chest, he looks a lot more muscular than he was for the first fight. So I wonder whether Teddy's considering that, because he seems to be suggesting that Tyson Fury's maybe come in fat and hasn't trained properly or something. To me, he looks like he's trained very, very well. Teddy Atlas, I don't think he knows Tyson Fury that well personally. He knows boxing for sure, and he's a student of Costamado, so he's somebody who is well versed in boxing psychology. But I'm not sure if he knows Tyson Fury's psychology that well, because Tyson Fury is a guy who likes to play mind games a lot. We saw that going into both Klitschko fights, actually, the first fight and the second fight, which never happened, and many other fights in his career. He likes to play psychological games. And is Teddy Atlas overlooking that? Or has he seen something that a lot of other people haven't seen? Again, the man does have a lot of experience. So I guess we'll find out in the ring. At 273 pounds, I do find that alarming for Tyson Fury. Deontay Wilder says the extra weight for Fury is only going to slow him down. And I agree, it will slow him down. But Wilder has put on more weight than Fury has since the first fight. So Wilder's also going to be slowed down. It's going to be fascinating to see how this one plays out. Again, talking about the psychological tricks, I mentioned this in the weigh-in reaction that I did. Did Fury have some weights under his clothes or something? Some weights in his boots, some weights in his shorts? Because some fighters have done that in the past. And I wouldn't put it past somebody like Tyson Fury to do something similar. And by the way, after the weigh-in, Deontay Wilder said that Fury was wearing shades and the baseball cap and had his hood up at the face-off the previous day because he was trying to hide his cut. Now, that's something that I said. I said that Fury might be trying to trick Wilder into thinking that there's something wrong with the scar tissue over his eye. And if it was a ploy by Tyson Fury to do that, then it's obviously worked, because Deontay Wilder's out here saying, yeah, he was trying to hide his cut. There's something wrong with his cut. So it's worked. If it was a ploy, maybe it wasn't a ploy. Maybe there's something genuinely wrong with his cut, or maybe he was wearing shades and a hoodie and a cap for some other reason. So yeah, lots of questions going into this fight. And most of the questions are to do with Tyson Fury. There seems to be a lot of, I don't want to say disarray, but at least perceived disarray around Fury at the moment. And, you know, with him changing trainers, with the cut, with the weight gain and all this kind of stuff, a lot of questions. With Deontay Wilder, not so many questions. Yeah, he's gained a lot of weight. But other than that, everything else is the same. Whereas with Tyson Fury, there's a lot of change. So, I don't know. We'll see how this one plays out. And I know some people are saying, look, the weight gain isn't a problem because it's muscle rather than fat. But it doesn't matter what it is, muscle or fat, extra weight slows you down. We are going to see a slower Tyson Fury in this fight, certainly than we saw in the Klitschko fight, and certainly slower than we've seen in many of his other fights. Will he be stronger? Almost certainly, yes, he will be stronger. But I'm not sure that it's physical strength he needs so much against Wilder, more so speed. And as I say, both fighters in truth have missed the trick coming in heavier, because if either man had come in light, they would have had a huge advantage in terms of extra speed. let's say Fury came in at 255. He's fighting a Deontay Wilder who's, 17 pounds heavier, I think it is, than the first fight. He was like 212 for the first fight. This fight is 231. 19 pounds heavier. So if Fury had come in 255, he could have taken advantage of the fact that this time Wilder's going to be slower than he was last time. And vice versa, right? Wilder, if he'd stayed at, let's say, 215, he's got a slower Fury coming in at 273. So both guys missed a trick there. Let me know what you think about Teddy Atlas's psychological evaluation. One thing I'll leave you with, which you might want to consider. Tyson Fury is a maverick. He's not the average Joe. He's not the average fighter. His mindset is very different, which is why he's been able to do some pretty impressive things in his career, particularly beating Klitschko in Germany, which was fantastically impressive. His mindset is different. That's why he was able to do that. But he also potentially has a self-destructive tendency. I hope we don't see it in this fight. I hope we see the best of both guys. But some fighters and some people in general are almost on a kamikaze mission. There is some deep psychological trouble that goes on with some people whereby they want to go out and sabotage themselves, self-sabotage. And is that what is happening here with Tyson Fury? Is he serious about going in there and trying to look for the knockout, bulking up, 273 pounds, not intending to box, but actually going out there to slug with Deontay Wilder? That, to me, seems like madness. But there's a thin line between genius and madness. So if Fury actually does that from the opening bell, goes out there to try and walk Wilder down and take him out, and it works, well, that's going to be a stroke of genius, clearly. But as I say, very thin line between genius and madness. So we'll find out in a few hours. So it could be that, or it could be, for some strange reason, him going out there to self-destruct in front of all these people. Let me know what you guys think. And that is maybe what Teddy Atlas is alluding to. Somebody who's self-destructing, somebody who actually wants to maybe lose. Part of them deep down wants to go out there and get flattened. Because Fury does say some strange things at times, doesn't he? I mean, in the lead up to this fight, he said, I hope the cut does open. I mean, maybe that's a psychological tactic whereby he's relieving himself of any pressure. Because if you worry about the cut opening, you might not perform to the best of your ability. So instead of, worrying, he's saying, you know what? I hope it does open. I don't give a damn. What will be, will be. Anyway, just some things for you to contemplate. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm out.